The Trump campaign has now lost 28 lawsuits challenging the result of the US presidential election on unproven claims of ballot and voter fraud. Mr. Trump is also trying to convince Republican Michigan state legislators to appoint delegates to the Electoral College who will back his attempt to hold on to power. ABC correspondent Greg Jennett has more from Washington.
At what point might this administration make a concession? And even before that, when might it allow the normal processes to kick in for the Biden transition team? Because there's no formal acknowledgement yet from the public service, for want of a better description. That's the Australian term, or the General Services Administration, which has the keys to the kingdom as far as unlocking all the information that departments in the Trump administration hold. That can't go ahead. That is frustrating the Biden team. So the question was put to the White House press secretary, Kayleigh McEnany, about when might you make a concession and allow the normal processes to kick in? Well, she simply responded by saying, "We are asserting our legal rights, we're pursuing those, and not until they're exhausted will that question be confronted."
Right now, there's ongoing litigation. There are, what we know, 74 million Americans that voted for this president. That's more votes than any president has gotten in history. It's really extraordinary, and there are very real claims out there that the campaign is pursuing. 234 pages of affidavits publicly available in one county alone, that's Wayne County, and 2 individuals on the canvassing board there that have declined to certify. So these are real claims. These individuals deserve to be heard. This was a system that had never been tried in American history, mass mail-out voting. It's one that we have identified as being particularly prone to fraud, so those claims deserve to be pursued.
It's not just the courts and the legal processes that are being pursued here, as Kayleigh McEnany just outlined. There's this other intriguing approach that we don't know much about, to be fair, but it's being widely speculated that there is motive behind it. What Donald Trump has done is invited 2 Republican politicians from the state legislature in Michigan. This is dominated by the Republicans in that parliament. Now, we don't exactly know what the president's going to ask of them, but it is pretty broadly anticipated that he's going to put the weights on them to either delay certifying a Biden-Harris popular vote win in the state of Michigan, or even something more controversial, if that were not controversial enough, is to somehow use their numbers and assert on the floor of the state legislature in Michigan that, in fact, the win went to Donald Trump, and with it the 16 electoral college votes that are carried by the state of Michigan. Now, Bob Bauer is legal counsel to the Joe Biden transition team, and he has taken this head on in a web broadcast media conference here today.
No state legislature in our country's history ever has done what Donald Trump is apparently agitating for the Michigan state legislature to do, which is to ignore the results of a popular vote election and wrest control from the voters, or attempt to wrest control from the voters, and appoint their own slate of electors to send to Washington. Now, the reason it's never happened before is that it cannot be done. The Constitution does not permit a state legislature to do what Donald Trump wants the Michigan state legislature to do.
He simply said they can do all they like on this front, but it is simply unconstitutional.